Hey, what's up, guys? Got a lot going on right now, but I wanted to make a video and kind of go over something that's kind of going on pretty big and like X and stuff right now. But we got the Deputy FBI Director, Mr. Dan Bongino, coming back to private life, and he's kind of making a pretty good stink on all of it because I guess he doesn't like, patriots and real Americans. That's not just, got the cult brain for Republicans and Trump. But, a lot of us we're past the point of red or blue. We care about our country, we care about our families, and we just want somebody in there that's going to do the job and do it right. And it seems like that's getting harder and harder to find. They say one thing and then they get in, they do another. And like you, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of, hey, just elect me, give me the job. I'll go in there and I'll clean this up. I'll straighten this up. I'll do this. I'll do that. And then they get in there and they do the opposite. It seems like it's all about our greatest ally, selling out, beef farmers and ranchers to Argentina, giving money to pretty much anybody with their hand out, as long as they're not here in America. But we're going to go and we're going to take a look at what Mr. Bongino's had to say. Now, full disclosure, I have voted for Trump every time he ran. I like Donald Trump. And I like Dan Bongino, Cash Patel, all of them. I supported all of them because I thought they were going to go in and clean up and, do what they said. This is not just dog anybody or just to talk bad about somebody. But this is to, hold somebody accountable. You make promises to people, then, you make promises to the American people, that's what you should do. So, just get that out of the way. Like I said, I'm not some leftist, bum, grifter, lowlife, or anything else he wants to call anybody, black pilled. Sorry guys, my wife's texting me at the grocery store. And I have seen a lot of people on X, maybe some of you, that have kind of called out the same thing. Excuse me. That it seems like when you say something to them, because they didn't go in and do what they said, then you're a grifter, you're a bum, you're trying to stir up trouble, you're a leftist, whatever they want to holler, because evidently expecting your politicians to keep their word. Evidently expecting politicians to keep their word is going against the party, going against the team. And I, for one, I don't trust no Democrat for sure. I ain't gonna vote for a Democrat. I ain't gonna vote for Kamala. But at the same time, if you want my vote, then don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Pretty much. So let's take a look here and we'll see what we got. Um, okay, we got Bongino. This is not everything he's put on here, but just going over a couple of things. Says, good to see you all. I missed you. Thanks for everything while we worked on cleaning up. Yeah. And I will say that, they did do got a lot of work, getting the crime rates and stuff like that down. But for the stuff that we were promised that we voted for, didn't really get anything on any of that. Working in the administration was the experience of a lifetime. I'll have some announcements coming up, but I'm taking a couple days off to spend with family. A couple of things. Thank you for your interest in the show and its return date. We will have something for you soon. The Trump team is not kidding around. It's an otherworldly experience from the other side. He's determined and focused. Excuse me. And having been around quite a few presidents, this one broke the mold. If we blocked you, it's because we care so little about your bullshit that we deem it not worthy of even seeing. If you're bitching and whining about it, that means you can't exist without seeing and commenting on ours. You'll need to get over that. We do it because there's nothing black pillars and anti-Trumpers want more than to create division and drama. We're about results, and we'll talk about some of it soon. And then, of course, underneath it here, you can see some of the comments. Dude, just delete your account and go off the effing grid. At this point, you have literally zero integrity left. You have some of the, cult brains in here too, but you got to welcome back. Excuse me. Can't wait for your first podcast. Looking forward to the update. Glad you're back. Ready to turn Rumble on again. Love you, Dan. No other words needed. Waiting. Thank you, Dan. Welcome back. Welcome back. Go on Timcast. Welcome back, Dan the Man. Midterms are lost and Trump is impeached by next year if nothing changes. Republicans have the presidency, the Supreme Court, the House, and the Senate, and yet we don't have a voter ID law. Not a single crooked Democrat has been jailed, censored, impeached, or expelled. Taxpayers are being defrauded by the billions, and Republicans do nothing. They are doing hearings on the Minnesota fraud right now. I do know I was watching that just a few minutes ago. So we'll have to see on the whole Minnesota fraud and stuff, because like I said, they are investigating and doing hearings on that. But you've got a long list of stuff that over the past at least 4 years that was supposed to have been investigated. People were supposed to have been going to jail, and we haven't seen anything on any of it. But we got Mr. Didn't Do Nothing. You have a history now of seeing truth and not doing a damn thing about it. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, and World Trade Center Building 7 didn't blow itself up. You failed us, Dan. How you live with yourself is between you and God. God help you as you continue to keep the truth from we the people. Ain't sure what some of this is. Okay, this is World Trade Center Building 7. Had Internal Revenue Service, Department of Defense, CIA, IRS, Office of Emergency Management, Securities and Exchange Commission, U.S. Secret Service, a bunch of other stuff. So that's mostly just the 9/11 stuff, it looks like. But okay, that's just talking about Dan's kind of history. Every doom slot black pill account is ignoring the CIA laundering election theft technology like Smartmatic and Dominion through Venezuela. I wonder why that is. Okay, the whole Venezuela thing, let me just say on that, I'm not getting up in arms over the Venezuela deal right now. That I'm waiting to see how that goes. It could go either way, and it's not been that long, so I'm just kind of holding my opinion on that for now. Um, this is another one that's got. Let me add this from the jump so there's no confusion. I started in this movement as a candidate during the Tea Party movement, and I began my political commentary career shortly thereafter. I've helped build this movement, and I sure as hell am not going to let it get hijacked by a group of black pillars, life losers, grifters, and bums. Well, a lot of us helped build this movement. It wasn't just you. Excuse me. We are a movement guided by truth. What truth? That's all we've been asking for the last year is truth. And we haven't got it. The essence of conservative ideology is the preservation of eternal truths. Yes, it is. But yet again, where is the truth? We haven't got it. When we ask for it, we get called black pillars, life losers, grifters, and bums, or even like when Trump got mad because we were still asking about the Epstein files, and we was told that pretty much we were trash or garbage, and he didn't want our support. So I guess we're just supposed to shut up and just go along. We are not the latest thing group. We are not political cannibals. I've watched quietly from the inside while doing the job I was hired to do. But I'm back now, and it's time to restore balance to the force. Okay. That one was for Guy. If I remember right, Guy was somebody that worked on his show, producer or something like that. As we get ready to make some announcements about the future of the show, I also wanted to warn the haters and the zeros. We've been at this a long time. We live for this stuff. This isn't our first, second, or 10th rodeo. We've seen a lot of dipshits come and go. We revel in making you angry enough to show your asses. That's glorious. We've got midterms coming up, and there's no time for bullshit. This administration is cooking and real change simmers. If you're spending your entire day bitching and whining with 3/4 of the term still to go, then please find the exits. There's no time for it. It's not infighting when you excise a cancer killing the host. It's outfighting because you're not part of any movement I'm familiar with. Looking forward to big things ahead. Can't wait to tell you about it, Dan. And yeah, defense of Israel is dear to my heart. Our greatest ally. Let's see. I gotta find it. Right here, I see, like right here's all the list. You got Russia hoax, 0 arrests. Benghazi, 0. COVID, 0. Fauci, 0. J6 committee, 0. Fast and Furious, 0. Burisma, 0. Afghanistan 0, Epstein files 0, Hillary emails 0, cocaine White House 0, Doge findings 0, Hunter laptop 0, 2020 election 0, Biden's family corruption 0. And it's not just on, you know, Dan Bongino. You got Cash Patel, Donald Trump, the whole administration, and then you've got the Senate and House Republicans, which is a whole nother disappointment. But you got James Woods here, which is a big Republican Trump supporter. How do Republicans hold all the power yet can't bring criminals to justice? But Democrats push all these hoaxes through and hold hearings nonstop. Is there one single Republican with balls besides Trump? Just one. And then you got this lady. I started with the Tea Party too. We didn't vote for anything we've seen this last year. We didn't vote for Greatest Ally or their donors. In fact, Trump mocked them back then. Not one deep state criminal arrested, 10 years of support for nothing. And then this was part of Trump's Agenda 47, stopping the warmongers and globalists. We need to clean house of all the warmongers in America last globalist in the deep state, the Pentagon, the State Department, and the National Security Industrial Complex. Where's all this at, guys? We were promised all this stuff, but we're not seeing it. We got this guy here, and I'll play this real quick.
If you're wondering, really, if you're scratching your head and you're thinking to yourself, how do these people with a straight face look me in the eye and say these things? Surely they can't believe the things that they're saying. No, they don't. Of course not. But they're not like us. They'll do anything for it. They have to have it. They lust after it. They love the money. They clamor for the power and the fame and the notoriety and the platform. They want to go to that party with those people. They want political and social acceptance from this group or that group. They will sell their souls. We've seen it happen time and time again. They'll do it for next to nothing. They will sell out their country, their fellow countrymen, their family, their children, their futures, their lives, their wives. They will flip on their day ones if it means climbing the rungs to the top of that ladder. So they play by the rules, written or unwritten, that system sets forth for them. They operate within the confines of that system. They will flip-flop on their positions. They will say that they never said something that they're on record saying. They will do a complete 180. They will capitulate. They will bow. They will apologize. They will backtrack and qualify. They will negotiate because they are not like us. That's how you end up with the safe and effective people. It's how you end up with the Bindergate Jews on the front lawn trying to convince you that Epstein is a figment of your imagination. And it's how you end up with the Tyler Robinson 30-06 crew. They know it didn't happen. They know Tyler Robinson didn't scale that building like Spider-Man with a rifle in tow in broad daylight where 3,000 people are gathered and go completely unseen doing all of it before pulling off the perfect shot. They certainly know that Charlie Kirk wasn't Spider-Man and didn't have a frame of steel. They know that every single person at Turning Point has told confirmed lies. They have been caught. They know that Erica Kirk was just in controlled environments on scripted town halls with Barry Weiss and all over the Fox News channel lying for an entire week, lying about not drinking and dating when she was on national television drinking and dating. They know about her relationship with Cabot Phillips and her previous engagement. These aren't conspiracy theories. All of it is documented, just like her ties to Romanian orphanages, a child sex trafficking hotbed. They know about her ties to the military-industrial complex through her Raytheon Israel Ltd father connected to the Iron Dome, and her Israeli foreign intelligence-connected mom who's geofencing American Christians and sending their data back to Israel, but they won't touch her. They won't talk about her. Instead, they'll draw a sword and attack Candace Owens because if Candace, the #1 podcast in the world, exposes all of this, then it's over. They know that a power and money vacuum was created from the second that Charlie Kirk hit the grass, which, by the way, has now been dug up and cemented over, and they know that too. They're just not like us. They're just not like us.
There's the list again. I think there was another thing I was looking. Yeah, and you got stuff like this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the internet.
The love of the people, the fortune, the glory. The roar of the Colosseum was his daily bread. But duty is a jealous mistress. He walked away, descended into the belly of the beast, to serve a higher cause, to fight the wars no one sees. He hunted wolves in the dark. And though the victories were great, they were won in silence. The people cannot cheer for what they cannot see. They did not hunger for whispers or quiet victories. They needed to see the blood. They needed to hear the steel. They starved for the roar. The time for silence is over. The gladiator has returned.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Yeah. That's a little crazy, huh? Into the belly of the beast, fighting all this stuff, and couldn't even tell the truth on stuff that he talked about before he even went into the job. You got this.
That's right. What cause is dear to your heart?
Cause is dear to my Israel, the defense of Israel.
What is number one? That's right. What
Cause is near and dear to your heart. Israel, our greatest ally. Defense of our greatest ally. And I know there was another video here. Just give me a second, guys. I'll find it here. Maybe I need to go back one more. Yeah, I think it's... Maybe I went the wrong way. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up with all this. I'll show you this one real quick. I need to check something for my wife real quick. Dan reposting all these little videos I think he thinks pretty highly of himself. But the other one, yeah, it was from, he went on a show. So you can hear Dan Bongino declares war on black pillars and grifters trying to hijack MAGA. He went on a show, I think it was last night. Yeah, it should be right. Sorry about that loud vehicle, guys. Roadway's just right out here, and people like to drag race or something, I guess. I didn't think it was quite that far. Maybe this is it. Let me see.
So the show's definitely coming back.
When?
Early February. We will release the date. Yes, thank you guys in the chat. We will put out a press release with Westwood One and Rumble this coming Monday. So just a few days from now, which will provide the date. It's going to be early February. And we're going to be ready to roll. That first show, usually we would put together the show night before, morning up.
I don't think that's the one. Yeah, I think this one's it.
You know, endless complaining, then just don't watch the show.
Yeah, here we go.
It's okay. Like, this is a constitutional republic. You're not obligated to listen to my show. Justin, what was the line on the air with Jim? It's not a freaking airport, man. You don't have to announce your departure. Like, you get these black pillars. The thing about black pillars, where everything sucks all the time, is they're like, well, we're demanding accountability, but you're not great. So am I. That's not. You're endlessly complaining about things you don't know anything about. Like, that's all you do. Like, he'll shut down the border, 10 people across the month. Why wasn't it 0? Okay, well, can you just acknowledge going from 1 million to 10 is a big deal? That way, and there's a cost to that. And the cost you see is in, polling numbers around the midterms. You can't let this negative vibe constantly set in. That doesn't mean healthy debates about policy are not welcome. Hey, I'm not a big tariff guy. I've said that 1,000 times. Debating policies are fine. I think a lot of the so-called damage from the tariffs was dramatically over-exaggerated. Even people who don't like them having to acknowledge that now. The economy's motoring, 4% growth. But the black pill complaining and whining all the time about the administration, it's just like, man, what team are you on? Holy Moses, man. So you don't have to watch. It's okay. There's a door. Go find the freaking exits, because I don't really give a shit. I'm not here for anybody's money or anything like that. I'm too old for that shit.
What team are you on, guys? What team are you on? Red or blue? I didn't know that we were. I know we vote parties, guys. Don't get me wrong. I know you got the red and the blue. Some are vote blue no matter who, or vote red or we'll all be dead, or whatever. But in the end, we're supposed to be on Team America. My allegiance is not to just a party. It's to this country. Because, my kids are going to be inheriting this country from us. Your kids will be inheriting this country from us. And what are we going to leave them? I don't want to leave them, the same thing we're dealing with right now. I want my kids to live in a better country where, the average first-time home buyer age is 40. where they're struggling and working 2 jobs just to try to pay their bills, and they're still barely getting by. Where a certain group is getting richer while the rest of us get poorer, and we're, just literally fighting to get through the day every day. If that's what red and blue is, then I don't want that. I want Team America. I want to be able to see not just me and my family, but I want to be able to see my neighbors. And by neighbors, I mean all across the country. I want to see Americans doing good. I want to see Americans buying homes, building homes. I want to see Americans going on vacations, driving new vehicles if they want, whatever they want. So, what team am I on? I'm on your team. I'm on my family's team. I support Trump. I said I voted for Trump. Every time his name's been on a ballot, I voted for him. But he just doesn't automatically get my allegiance, my loyalty. I gave it to him, and he done pretty good in 2016 for his first term. But we were promised no new wars. We were promised the economy would go up, inflation would go down, gas prices would go down, and there's a lot of stuff that he hasn't done. We were promised a lot of these people were going to be held accountable. There would be people being investigated, charged. Epstein files. And the Epstein files has been a joke. One minute there's nothing there. And it's a hoax. And then the next minute, are people still talking about this? And then it's like I said, it's well, if if we keep asking questions, if we keep asking about it and all this, it's we're trash or we're garbage or whatever it was he said, and he doesn't want our support. And I seen a video on X yesterday where Trump was asking the Republicans what the hell was going on with the public. And I think it was Shipwreck was the name on the account. And what he was supposedly doing all this policies and all this, that, and the other, and the public was still mad. We're still upset. Well, if you want to know what's wrong with the public, talk to the public. I mean, go on social media and read some of the stuff that people put on there. They'll tell you. People are tired of, suffering and struggling to try to get through every day. People are tired of working our fingers to the bone and watching, corrupt politicians, elites, other countries, immigrants coming into this country, all these people getting all this money, getting fat off the taxpayers, and just sending us the bill. We're the first taxed, the last considered. And like a lot of people, I'm sick and damn tired of paying taxes on top of taxes on top of taxes. I mean, you go and you work, you spend 30 years working your ass off to buy a home, get it paid for, so you don't have to worry about losing it to the bank or a farm or a business or what have you. And then you have to worry, or you still have to worry about paying taxes on it every year so you don't lose it to the government. That's not really owning anything. That's renting it from the government. We're sick and damn tired of the government that's supposed to work for us, that's supposed to be public servants, accountable to the people. We are supposed to be the masters of this country. We, the people, are supposed to be the ones in control and the owners of this country. But it's got to where anymore, we're the slaves of this country. These people, I seen another thing that was talking about, we got 330 million Americans in this country, and we pay like 5.3, I think, trillion dollars a year in taxes. China has 1.4 billion citizens, and they pay like 2.5 trillion dollars a year in taxes. It's like half of what we pay in taxes. And they have 1.4 billion citizens, where we just have like 330, 320, whatever it is. So, I mean, we pay a lot of taxes. When you think about it, you are literally taxed. When you get your paycheck, they take taxes out. When you pay your bills, you buy something, whatever, you pay taxes on it. You buy gas, you pay taxes on it. Your registration or something for your vehicle, you pay taxes on it. Everything is taxed. And taxes on top of taxes. And then when you die, you have to pay a tax to inherit your property or a business or a farm or whatever. And people are just sick of it. We're sick of being under the boot of government. This is not what this country is meant to be. This is not what our founders set up for this country. We have the fox guarding the hen house. We have the people that the Constitution was wrote to defend us from, doling out our rights. The Second Amendment, for example, I'm a big Second Amendment supporter. The Second Amendment was written not for hunting, not for sports shooting, not even really self-defense so much as it was just to give us the ability to defend ourselves against a tyrannical government. But we have the government that is in control of telling us how we can exercise that right. That was never meant to be that way. And if our founders could see that, they would be asking us what in the hell we are thinking. They literally stacked them up like cords of wood over 3-cent tax on tea. We are getting taxed like 53% of our income, and not counting all the other ways that they take money out of our pockets. They tell us what we can and can't do with our rights and how we can exercise them, and we just sit back and take it. We don't do nothing about it. We've got to get over that. We've got to stop being a soft people. We're not a soft people. The American spirit of, our ancestors is what built this country. So, some of them have fought and died in wars. They built this country from the ground up, and I know a lot of people's going to say that slaves were there, they helped too and all that, and that's right. I'm not going to say that they didn't. I actually think that black and white need to come together. We need to get over this whole BS about race and fighting back and forth with each other. That is all just a ploy of the uniparties, all it is. That's to keep us fighting with each other. Keep us divided while they conquer. And they're conquering. If we lose this battle, it's going to be because we couldn't pull our heads out of our asses long enough to figure out it wasn't a hat. We've got to start standing together. Stop fighting over stupid crap. Get thicker skin. And learn who we should be fighting. And it's not each other. It's the people that get elected to some office and they go in practically broke. Or even if they've got a little money, within a year they're worth millions more. So how are they making all these millions of dollars a year on a $100,000 salary, like say for Congress? I know I could work all year. If I make $80,000 a year, my net worth at the end of the year is not $80,000, because all of my money right off the bat, about half of it, or probably a little over half of it, goes to taxes, and then the rest of it goes for your bills and all that stuff. So I mean, we're literally just working to survive. And these people, they go in there, within a year they're worth millions of dollars more than they were when they went in. If I can remember right, I think they get like all these stipends for this and stipends for that. We pay for dinners and all this other stuff. A lot of them have vehicles that drive them around with a driver and all this and security and everything else that we pay for. They got a whole police department, Capitol Police, that's bigger than and has a bigger budget than most counties, just to guard the Capitol. And we pay for all of it. We pay for these people to live like kings and queens. And they repay us by trying to screw us over, pretty much. Trying to take our rights, trying to constantly stick their hands in our pockets and steal everything we got. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being, promised all this stuff just to get into office, and then when they get in there, it's just pretty much a big F you. They go in, they get as rich as they can while they're in there, and just step all over us. They're constantly passing laws and stuff that is just BS, bullcrap. I look at it, this country is the land of the free. Our founders meant for the government to be small. They never meant for government to be in our lives the way that it is. But if you live in this country, if I go out here right now and get in my truck and take off down the road with no seatbelt on, and a cop, state trooper, whoever sees me, they're going to pull me over and give me a ticket because I didn't have a seatbelt on. If you can't drive down the road and choose for yourself whether you wear a damn seatbelt or not, you're not free. The whole tags on your vehicle, forced insurances, all that stuff, none of that stuff is actually constitutional. You can look it up and see it in black and white that stuff was never... The only way you were supposed to even meant to have a driver's license was if you were driving commercially. I have a CDL. But just to drive my personal vehicle, you're not supposed to even have to have a driver's license. You're not supposed to even be meant to have a license plate. because you have the right to move your property from point A to point B on the roads that we pay for. Nowadays, it's like the government builds the roads, the government does this, the government does that. Like they're giving us something. They don't give us shit. We pay for it. These people got everybody thinking that you just can't live without government. We can. And nowadays, I think we'd be better off without government. I mean, what in the world would we do if we didn't have a bunch of crooks sticking their hands in our pockets 24/7? I don't know what we would do. What will we do without people going in there after promising a bunch of shit, going in there, pretty much living off government welfare, because that's what they are. Most of them never even had an actual job. They live off of welfare, off government check, and tell us how to live our lives. Tell us what we can do with our money. You know, like I said, you're not free if you can't decide for yourself what affects you. If it affects somebody else, like drinking a beer, that's legal. It's when you go out and you drive drunk and you actually put other people in danger that I understand. I've even had conversations with people about, pot and drugs and stuff. I think what you do in your home, or if you want to put something in your body, that's your choice. No other man has the right to tell you what you can and can't do as far as putting something in your body. And before that goes to the whole abortion argument and people want to holler and link those together, that's not the same. Because there's another life inside of you. But if you're not pregnant and you want to smoke pot, you want to drink a beer, you want to smoke dope, I don't care, whatever drugs they are, that's up to you. It's when you go out and you climb in a car, take off down the road, or something that makes it to where you put other people's lives or property in damage or at risk. That is when it becomes a crime. All these people in prison for doing nothing more than doing drugs didn't hurt nobody. A crime is when you do damage to another person or to somebody else's property. Do what you want to yourself. That's freedom. Real freedom. That's what was promised and what was meant to be in this country, is real freedom. Our freedom today is just a facade. Don't pay your taxes on your home a couple, 2 or 3 years at most, and it'll be up for auction. Don't wear your seatbelt, you'll get a ticket. If your window tint's too dark, even though these cops drive around with looks like spray painted black windows, if yours is just at least a little bit dark, they'll pull you over and give you a ticket for it. Stuff like that, that pisses me off too. If you want to say that the citizens can't do it, it wouldn't be so bad if the government couldn't do it neither. But they always, if you notice, these politicians and law enforcement and all these government people, they always exempt themselves from what they force on you. You can't, but I can. The blonde cop that made that video that day, she's like, I can drive 100 mile an hour down the road. You can't, but I can. So just get the hell out of the way. No. I'm not getting out of the way anymore. Somebody has to start standing up and saying no. This isn't right. This is not what was meant for this country. We were meant to have real freedom in this country. I don't care if you're white, black, brown, purple polka dotted, whatever, I don't care. You're all Americans, you're all family to me. Because America is a family. But we got to stop this junk that's going on. And the only people that can stop it is us. I mean, we have to come together. We have to stop fighting each other. Stop falling for this Democrat bull crap, all this liberal ideology horse shit. Stop with the whole Trump MAGA cult brain crap. If they're wrong, they're wrong. I don't care what side they're on. If you really want to live with freedom, if you want to live so that people are not constantly telling you how to live your life and what you can do while they do whatever they want, if you want to live to where you don't have corrupt, evil people ruling over you in a country where you are supposed to be the ruler over the government, and if you want to live in a country where the fox is not guarding the hen house, then we need to stand up. We need to stand together, and we need to start fighting back against this. Because with the Palantir and all this stuff that's going on, the digital IDs, everything else that's going on, they're fixing to tighten the noose around us, folks, and we're going to be screwed. You know, all this real ID, you know, I seen the other day a video where even the ones that don't have the real ID, because I don't have the real ID, it ain't going to matter. They're still going to upload all this stuff into these computers, and everything is going to be connected. It's going to be like China. A cop pulls you over, they can see your bank accounts. They can see everything about you. Facial recognition and stuff. You know, you, your kids, whoever, everybody's been taking school pictures all their lives. All that stuff is loaded into computers. They're going to have your face from the time you started school to the time you got out. Every driver's license photo you took, whatever, they're going to have everything on you. You're not going to be able to do a thing that they don't know about. It's just about like that now, but it's going to be a whole lot worse pretty soon. And it's all going to be ran by AI. Where before, this computer didn't talk to this computer. Now they're all going to be connected. All the way across the government. And when that happens, we've lost. We're done. So, we've got to show these corrupt politicians, these elites, and whoever else is behind it, you know, whoever that is, our greatest ally, we've got to stand up, stand together, and show them that we're not taking it no more. That we are proud, patriotic, you know, true red-blooded Americans with the American spirit that started and fought and won and built this country. And we're not laying down for them to put their boot on our neck anymore. Start pushing us back. And then we can build this country to where it's actually freedom. And build it to be what we want it to be. So that when our kids get older, we don't hand them, you know, a pile of shit. And they can live a better life than what we've had. What or past generations have had. Because I want that for my children. I want that for yours. But I've run on long enough. It's almost an hour long now. But like the video, subscribe, share the video, show it to somebody. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Any ideas, anything else you want me to cover, whatever. I've got some, Cash App, PayPal, all that stuff there. If anybody wants to support the channel, I'm just getting started. This channel's, it's not monetized, and I'm trying to get this going so we can kind of build like a coalition, a movement, so we can get everybody together and get organized. That's the main thing, guys. We got to get organized, and instead of a bunch of smaller people moving different directions, kind of get all one big movement, because that's what it's going to take. So anybody that can help, anybody that can do anything, you can see scrolling across the screen there. You can pause, whatever, to whichever one, if you want, if you can. If you can't, then don't. But if you can donate to help out the channel, like I said, just to kind of help get this going, you can see right here. You can pause. You can pause and kind of see across the bottom, or you can pause and I'll throw these up there, and you can actually scan. Which way is it? Right here. You can scan right there. It's Cash App, PayPal, Chime. You can scan those and do it that way. I'm thinking about trying to do some lives. You can leave me a comment, let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, what topics you want to cover. Whatever you want to tell me, just put it in the comments. I'll read every comment. I've got some other videos on here, but it's been a little bit since I've made one. Had some things going on personal, but I'm going to start getting on here and posting again. So, like I said, just any ideas, any topics you want me to cover, anything you want to see, just whatever you want to tell me, good or bad, I can take it. Put it in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And if you can and you donate, thank you for that. And let's get this going, guys. Let's get this country took back before it's too late. And just look into a lot of this stuff for yourself. Especially the Palantir thing. That's going to be bad. Yeah, I think that's it for now. But I appreciate it. If you donated, thank you. Subscribe, like, share, show it to somebody, and comment. Let me know what you want me to know. And I'll see y'all in the next one. God bless y'all. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.